All right, whether you're staying inside, hanging out by the pool, or hitting the beach, folks, you probably are looking for a new book to read. You should always be training that mind. Here to tell us all about his new book, Under the Impression, this is author Kyle Darcy joining us now. Hello, Kyle. Thank you for coming on today. So let's talk about Under the Impression. What's this novel about?
Under the Impression is set on a backdrop of actual events. It begins in the closing days of World War II when a group of elite Nazi officials escaped to South America. And they pretty much blamed the United States for their demise and come up with a plot to get back at the United States. And they do so by engaging with drug cartels and others in South America to use drugs as a means to get back at the United States.
Wow,
and all comes to a culmination in 1994.
Wow, that's pretty neat. So it takes a while to kind of then build up all the way to 1994, and I can already see the images in my head. It sounds like a movie already. There's actually the cover there of Under the Impression. So actually, as we were talking just before we made it onto the air, this book is actually kind of, it follows Under Current Conditions, which is also a bestseller. Kind of these two are connected?
They are, Taylor. My first book, Under Current Conditions, is based on 9 weeks of my own life experience in 1999. And once I survived those 9 weeks, I really felt I had something very special and felt morally obligated to tell the story. But I thought there was more to it, and I could do it better if I used fiction rather than a true crime sort of story. Used fiction, and also wrote a hook in to try and bring in some subsequent books. I think I got a trilogy going here, and this Under the Impression is book number 2.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So something to stay tuned for then. So then tell us then a little bit about yourself then, Kyle. I understand you're from Ireland initially, but now you're based out of Boston?
Yes, Taylor. I grew up in Belfast, Northern Ireland, was educated there. I graduated from Ulster University with a degree in civil engineering, married there, and by the late 80s and 90s, the civil conflict there, sectarian conflict, was at its height. And I had a young son and starting a new family, and I thought surely it has to be somewhere nicer to call home. I was very fortunate that with my degree to be able to get employment in Boston and call Boston my home for the last 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to have you over in our area now, creating stories and training all of our minds. I've always said, actually, George R. R. Martin wrote this, the mind needs books like a sword needs its whetstone out there. We got to keep the mind sharp. So, Kyle, what's the deal here? How does somebody at home, one of our viewers, it's summertime, they need that new book. How do they get in touch with it or get their hands on this?
Well, I have my website, kyledarcy.com. But independent bookstores and all the big retailers and the online platforms all have access to purchase any of my books.
All right. Kyle Darcy, Under the Impression, out now, ready for you and your eyeballs to go cruise on through. Kyle Darcy, be well, my friend. Take care.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Taylor.